This is an online tutorial about how to use Khan Academy. Khan Academy is a great free online tool for teachers to use in your classrooms, and they have a vast variety of online libraries and video sessions. You can use this as diagnostic or formative assessment in classroom. The primary purpose of Khan Academy is to do math tutoring, which you can use it for other subjects as well. One of the great things about Khan Academy is they've partnered with institutions like NASA, the Museum of Modern Art, and the California Academy of Sciences to offer specialized content. This is the perfect tool to use if you want to flip your classroom and truly use a student-centered approach to learning. Here's just a few ways of how you could utilize it in your classroom. You could use it to help when students don't fully understand a math concept. They'll be able to watch videos and do exercises that will help them hone their skills. It also can be used to help students who were absent from classes. They can do lessons and catch up on content that they've missed. Another great use of Khan Academy is to help students get prerequisite skills that they need so that they can move through appropriate grade level or subject level material and look for specific skills that they need help with. It can also be used to help students who have mastered current content and need enrichment in further academic challenges. In K-6, you could use this tool for center time or workstations. You can get the students online, which frees you up to do small group instruction or one-on-one instruction. Again, you can use it as a tool to preview content or formally assess content that's been covered. You can pull up to the activities and do them on a whiteboard or projector. You can also assign modules for homework, and parents can see what their students are learning and get involved in the process as well. One of the best features of Khan Academy is that all of the math content is aligned with the Common Core, so you know that they're going to be getting the standards that they need to be successful academically. It can also help students with math anxiety move at their own pace. It's easy to get started. Teachers click here, create a login and a password, and after you get signed up, you'll be logged into what's called your dashboard. This is like your home screen where it's going to show your class lists, and you'll be able to search and look at their progress and give them assignments as well. To add a class, click on the green button for add a class. Give your class a name. We're going to call this 4th grade class. And you create your class, and then you'll be able to enroll your students. This screen shows you all the content that you're able to assign for your class. The blue ones are for math. The green ones here at the bottom, they're computer programming skills. So for my class, I'm going to select 4th grade skills, and then I can sign up my students either using their emails, or you can create accounts for your students as well. Once you're done getting your class set up, you can hit dashboard, which will take you back to the main screen. There's a bunch of different ways to navigate to the home screen. You hit home, dashboard, or Khan Academy will all get you back to this main screen where you can manage your students' content. The easiest way to get them started is to look at the skills progress. And in this tab, it shows you all the skills that for this grade level that you want them to get started with. So say I'm starting a unit on fractions. I would click on fractions, and let's look at some of the skills that are underneath fractions. I want my kids to do some lessons on equivalent fractions in different wholes. So what I would do is click on the gray bar here, and what that shows you is all the students who are in your class that need progress, that need to practice this. So what you do is you hit over here, recommend to students that need to practice, because none of them has started working on this skill yet. It selects all the students and their usernames, and then you hit recommend. What will happen is when they log in to Khan Academy, they'll get a little notification here with the bell that says your teacher has recommended a class or a module for you, and then they click on it and they get started. After they've had a chance to move through some of the modules and play around with some of the other skills, you can click on the Student Progress tab here in the middle, and it'll pull up reports for you to view so you can see how your students are doing. This first graph here shows how many skills they've actually worked on, and you can sort by the different percentages of mastery. You can search for specific skills that they've worked on, and you can also look at specific time frames of when they've been doing their work. You can also sort the students by those who are struggling the most by clicking on this red box over here on the left, It'll sort those who are struggling the most at the top. You can also sort by who's mastered the most by clicking on the blue button here. You can sort by who has spent the most time on and who has attained the most points. If I want to see who's struggling the most and what they're struggling on, I would click on the red button here and click on the student's name. It's going to give me a detailed report of what the student has mastered and what they still need to do. It shows you how many questions they've completed and the amount of time that they've spent on each module. Then I click on one of the links for the skills that they're struggling on so I can see what they need help with and make recommendations for them. So I notice this student is struggling with fractions on a number line. So I can click on this and it's going to give me a report of the module they worked through, how much time they spent on the task, and what questions that they've missed. Then I can go back and make a recommendation. So if this student is struggling with fractions on a number line, I'm going to look for skills related to that, such as comparing fractions. So I type it in here in the search box, and it's going to pull up a bunch of different lessons that they can work through with comparing fractions. I notice here it shows that the student's also struggling with comparing fractions with the same numerator and denominator, so they still lack their prerequisite skills to do that module. So I'm going to go back and find a different module that'll help them get those prerequisite skills. I see here that there's comparing decimals and fractions, comparing fractions with the same denominator seems like a good prerequisite skill to help them do that. So I select that module. It shows how many questions that they need to get right. They need to have 5 in a row, or you can select that they need to get 10 in a row in order to be able to move on. And you can also include a due date of when you want this done. You click on the little tab there and then click on here and pull up the calendar that you need and select the time that you want and then recommend it to your student. Again, when they log in, at the top of their screen, at the little bell, it'll show that your teacher has recommended you to do this module. So this is just a brief overview about how you can use Khan Academy in your classroom and to use it to flip your classroom and really create a student-centered approach to learning and use it as a great online tutoring tool that will really help your students boost their math skills and their confidence as a learner.